Hey everybody, it's QuickyBaby, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And no, the title of this video and the thumbnail are in no way clickbait. Here is a golden Type 59, which was just sold for the first time ever outside of the Chinese server. This thing looks like it's just rolled out of storage from some dictator's vault. It is literally as gold as it can possibly be, and I almost feel like I need to wear sunglasses when some of the light is glinting off this vehicle when it's on the battlefield. It's got a dragon for a barrel, more dragons over the front of the vehicle and all the way down the side of the turret. And on the back, even the log has dragon heads on either side. And this golden Type 59 just doesn't have any log. It has the most fancy of logs on the back of the vehicle. So now, while I'm sure some of you are thinking that thing looks absolutely hideous, and yeah, at least a part of me agrees with you, others of you might be thinking, how do I get one myself? Well, as of yet, the only way to be able to get a golden Type 59 was to be on the black market at 5 o'clock yesterday on the European server, and they've also been available on the Asia and the NA server and the RU server at different times in their respective regions. And the black market, for anyone who doesn't know what it's all about, is a 7-day event that Wargaming are running where they're selling vehicles every 12 hours. And it's actually a fantastic opportunity if you're a free-to-play player to be able to purchase premium tanks for credits. That's right, on my free-to-play account, I bought a Black Dog, an M41 90 German tier 8 premium light tank, and one of the better tier 8 premium light tanks for 5 million credits. Now, while 5 million credits is a lot, it didn't cost me anything that I couldn't grind for in the game. So that was an absolute steal. However, the golden Type 59 on the other hand was not available for credit. It cost 25,000 gold, which is the equivalent of $100 inside this game. And the joke is that the tank is absolutely no different to a regular Type 59. With regards to the vehicle statistics, the tanks are identical, and if you've managed to get yourself one of Wargaming's fancy skins from their Christmas events, I would argue that I'd say the regular Type 59 probably looks even better. So I think the golden Type 59, unless you just absolutely, utterly want to play Type 59 after Type 59 and you absolutely love the gameplay of the vehicle, or you want to have an extra one for front lines, it's a bit of a meme, really. An expensive meme. In retrospect, I can't believe I am so willing to spend $100 on something which I already have in the game, and it's just a different skin. But I'm hoping that I get enough ad revenue from this video, or alternatively, some of you buy my t-shirts, so that I can afford to keep doing stupid stuff like this for your amusement. So you'd think that Wargaming would be more than willing to sell these vehicles for 25,000 gold to as many people as want them, right? Wrong. Only 1,000 of these were available on the European server, and 500 were available on the North American server. Now, luckily for me, to relive the moment as to how quickly these vehicles sold out on the North American server, a Redditor called Engineers from the World of Tanks subreddit actually recorded the entire event. And a big thanks to him for giving me permission to show you all his recording of exactly what happened. So to set the scene, this is the black market sale for the FCM 36 Pack 40, the one before the golden Type 59. And as we can see, there are 12 seconds left on the FCM Pack 40 being sold. So after this, the 500 golden Type 59s should go up. And just take a look at how fast these are going to sell out, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 2, 1. Okay, golden Type 59 should be getting loaded in Wargaming's black market, and I'm not pausing the video here. Okay, 500, 498. The screen's freezing. 8 seconds, 9 seconds in. 100, 300, 200, 100. No, straight out of stock. Did you see that, boys and girls? Let's actually pause the time when it was no longer available. 14 seconds into the 12 hours that this tank was meant to be available, 500 of them had sold for 25,000 gold. That is 12,500,000 gold sold in 14 seconds, netting Wargaming a very cool $50,000 in those 14 seconds as well. And it just absolutely baffles me that there can be so much hype around some pixels in a video game. But when we think about it, but people like me are the problem, right? I'm making videos on this, and there's enough of you guys and girls out there who seem to be interested in watching things like this to sustain something like this. And so there's been a bit of an outrage, really. It's really dividing the community's opinion. A lot of people are very unhappy that they were not ready in those 14 seconds that you had to be able to purchase a golden Type 59. But the thing is, on the European and the Russian server, where the black market goes up at the same time, you have no idea what's going to be sold, literally. So what does Wargaming want for you to have on your account next time? Do they want you to have 10,000 bonds? Do they want you to have 100,000 gold? Is the WT Alpha E100, the tier 10 turreted tank destroyer, going to come back in some kind of a premium form? Is it going to sell out in 10 seconds? Do you have to have 20 million credits on your account in case something like this happens? It's just baffling, really. But it's living up to its name, and that is that it is the black market, and there's no rules and anything goes, and it's going to be the first come, first serve. Some people are even going as far to say that all of the golden Type 59s should be TK'd on the battlefield. But I don't recommend doing that, because all you're really going to get is probably your account banned, or just paying credits to the person. They're probably going to make some anyway in the battle. Anyway, I think it's far too much talking. Why don't we take it out for a spin? So one thing I immediately noticed with the golden Type 59 is that when you load into the battle, not only is your tank just simply outrageous, you've actually got a different icon to everybody else. Look, the standard color for all vehicles is like this whitey gray. Tank destroyers is more of a blue, and self-propelled guns has a muddy brown color. But the golden Type 59 is literally yellow, and this isn't only for you, it would also be for all of the players on your team and the enemy team. Because of course, when you want to spend 25,000 gold on a tank, you want to stand right out, I guess. For me personally, it's more of a case of just buying one of these things for the hilarity of it. And I have a disgusting amount of gold on this account because Wargaming gave me 200 of those Christmas loot boxes to open, and then I use them to pretty much say that don't do this, this is gambling. And then all of the money that I would have spent on them, I actually gave to cancer research and special effect in my charity fundraiser last year with a £500 donation. So effectively I donated to charity to be able to buy this tank, so this is guilt-free for me. But I guess for all of the other people out there who are spending $100 or your local currency's equivalent, I think it's £70 in the UK, to buy one of these things, I just don't know. I mean, I've got Ting Ting Tang in this vehicle, which is my female Chinese crew member, and I'm just thinking about the opportunity for crew training during these 5 times experience events with a vehicle like this. Not that you even really want to have a decent crew in your 121. I mean, it's not the worst of tier 10 medium tanks, but I think you'd have to be a bit of a hipster to want to play the 121 instead of the 430U, especially now that that vehicle is not getting nerfed in the next update of World of Tanks. Now, I know a lot of you be going, oh, what's up with your ammunition loadout, QuickyBaby? I don't have any tanks that I just only load gold in. But come on, when you're spending 25,000... When you're spending 25,000 gold, and nearly said credits there, on a vehicle, you got to be firing gold, right? I think that if anybody actually gets hit by a round that isn't a premium round in this vehicle, then I think the Type 59 gold player is doing it wrong. Do you really expect that any of the players that play this vehicle are going to be loading standard ammunition? Nah, probably not. And we are absolutely ripping our way through the enemy team with a vehicle that a lot of people think is absolutely tragic. And sure, right up until I think it was the end of last year, the Type 59 had definitely been power creeped by a lot of other vehicles in World of Tanks. Now it's actually in a pretty good position when Wargaming buffed the gun handling of the vehicle. I think they even upped the penetration on its standard rounds, even though I don't really care about that on this vehicle all that much. And they've also now recently improved the matchmaking. So this vehicle doesn't meet so many tier 8 and tier 9 tanks constantly. And when you get to play against the tier 6s and tier 7s with this vehicle, you have some very significant armor. You've got golden armor, for goodness sake, on this tank. And so when you combine all of these things, you get a very flexible vehicle. Now, of course, the golden Type 59 isn't different to the regular Type 59 with regards to how competitive it is in any way at all. And so you're really just paying to look a little different, to be a little bit bling on the battlefield, or as I mentioned, unless you want to absolutely utterly have 2 Type 59s to work during those those 5 times experience events, or 3 times, or if you want to be playing them on front line. And really, what else is there to say about the Type 59 inside a matchup like this, and even sometimes in matchups which are unfavorable for the vehicle? It doesn't have the best DPM. In fact, it's got one of the worst DPMs of any of the tier 8 vehicles. But if you can consistently put in your shots and use the reasonable top speed limit of the vehicle to be able to get around on the battlefield, the thing is truly monstrous. It kind of feels a bit like a T-54 with a worse gun and slightly worse hull armor when I think about it. And when you can have that at tier 8 with preferential matchmaking so it never has to meet tier 10 tanks, yeah, I think you can see where I'm going with this vehicle. So one thing that's bizarre about this tank as well that I'm a little bit disappointed about compared to the version of it on the Chinese server is that the version on the Chinese server actually is a super premium tank. I don't even know really what to call it. But premium tanks, as far as I can tell, make 50% extra credits. But the golden Type 59 on the Chinese server actually makes, I think, 100% or 200% extra credits. And so it's the equivalent of running a credit booster when you're not running a credit booster. And so I should imagine if you were running the golden Type 59 on the Chinese server, then you'd probably be packing maybe 200,000, 300,000 credits with a premium account for even a mediocre game. And I have to admit, I was very disappointed to find out that the golden Type 59 on all of the other servers doesn't have this special bonus. And I didn't have a chance to really think about it. The vehicle went up at 5 o'clock yesterday in the evening or daytime in the UK, and the server managed to chew through those 1,000 tanks in less than 3 minutes. You don't really have a choice at that point to think, oh, do I really want this? Oh, what are the statistics like? Is it better than a regular Type 59? Oh, is it going to make me extra credits? Does it really look cool? You don't have time. You just have to buy it. And so, goodness gracious, Wargaming are really onto something here with pressuring us to purchase vehicles, right? But on the other hand, unless the vehicle is outrageously overpowered or destructive for the matchmaker, does it really matter how much they charge for these vehicles or how much they try to pressure players into purchasing them? And I don't know about you guys, but I would rather there were few Type 59s in the matchmaker, and so if Wargaming are going to want to sell them, I'd rather they made 25,000 gold rather than 7,000 gold for purchasing them, and so we have to deal with less of them on the battlefield. And by the way, this is hilarious, you can't even upload gold Type 59 replays onto the WOT Replays website, because apparently replays with special high-level contents denied for uploads. Okay, special high-level content. 25,000 credit high-level content. Oh, Wargaming never change. Luckily, I took a few screenshots. So this was our first ace tanker for the gold Type 59. We get a steel war medal and a high caliber. This is 1,375 base experience for our 4,000 damage, and we hit every single one of our shells. And while we did only fire gold in our gold Type 59 this game, we still made 44,000 credits profit without a credit booster, but with a premium account, which makes you realize why people sling so many premium rounds in World of Tanks, right? And now with Wargaming's new premium account reserve stock going on, spending money to make money to then have 10% of that money go into a piggy bank that you're going to be able to get at the end of the month, really the disparity between standard players and premium players is only increasing. And so look, while I can joke around about the Type 59 and it's really great for me that I got 25,000 gold just lying around willy-nilly for reasons that I've explained, from having it from the Christmas loot boxes that were given to me that then I donated the money that I would have had to spend to them to charity, I've also got to think about all of you out there, and that is that please do not feel peer pressured into making extravagant purchases in any part of your life, let alone in a video game. The way that this vehicle has been released is just so outrageous that I guess it has to live up to the vehicle itself. $100 skin effectively for a vehicle that a lot of people already have in the game is nothing new from video game industry standards. Just think about all of the knives that you can get in Counter-Strike Go. And considering that 500 of these sold in less than 14 seconds on the North American server, can you even really blame Wargaming for making them available for all of us? Are we the problem? Either way, irrelevant of what your opinion is, there's one thing for sure, that this tank is going to become a legendary meme of a vehicle in World of Tanks. And it really makes me wonder what we have to look forward to or to worry about that might be coming up in the rest of the black market this week. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a thumbs up, but if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And don't forget that if you want to continue to fund my reckless spending in video games, that my t-shirt is available for the next 10 days, and then I'm never going to sell it again. You can find it on Teesprings. I'll put some links in the description below. A massive thank you to everyone who's picking one up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.